guys, what's up? It's Winnie. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been a while since I've done like a makeup look for you guys, so I wanted to hop on here and do that. And I also wanted to show you my new pink hair. It's supposed to be like a rose gold, but you can see a lot of the pink is kind of towards the ends of my hair. I do have an ombre, so the lightest parts of my hair, which were the ends, took most of the pink. And I used a semi-permanent hair color, so it's probably not going to last very long. It's going to fade away with a few more washes, especially with my hair because it just doesn't like to hold on to color. So I'm just going to enjoy it while it lasts, and I do plan on going darker once this kind of fades away, so I just wanted to have fun with some color and do something different. But today I'm going to do a rose gold eye look with some new products that I've gotten and I haven't had a chance to talk about with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The first new product I'm going to be using is from IT Cosmetics. It's the ByeBye Pores Primer. It's an oil-free poreless skin perfecting serum primer, and it comes with a little pump, and I just used like a pea-sized amount of this, and I really like this stuff. It feels very similar to the Benefit Professional one, which I absolutely love. And if you do have any problems with like enlarged pores or anything, I think this is a great primer because it really smooths out the surface of your skin. I also have my brows done already because that's always the same process, and I don't like to do it on camera because it takes forever. But I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown, and I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyes, and I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and use that as an eyeshadow base. And the concealer just kind of helps to color correct my eyelids because they are a little bit red, and also it just makes the eyeshadows go on a little bit more even. And on the eyes today, I'm going to be using the new Morphe 35F palette, or I think it's called the 35 like fall palette or something. But I picked this up when I was in LA recently, and I love the colors in this palette. I think it's perfect for fall. There's a lot of neutral like jewel tones and purples. There is a row of mattes, and then all of the other ones are shimmery shadows, which look beautiful on. So today I'm going to be using a mixture of these along with my 35O matte palette. I'm taking this shade from the 35O matte palette, and I'm going to put that all over my lid kind of as a transition shade just to build up the warmth on my lid. It's kind of my go-to transition shade because it's perfect for that. So I'm just going to put that all over my lid first, and then I'm going to go in with one shade that's a little bit darker than that, and it's this one right here. When I stopped into Morphe, it was actually my first time at the store. I picked up the 35F palette as well as the Kathleen Lights palette. It was sold out online, so I was really bummed, but I asked about it in the store and they still had some, so I picked that one up. And I also got some concealers, and those were like $3 or $4. They were really inexpensive. I still have to try those out. And I picked up a couple of makeup brushes too. I'm taking this red shade here, and I'm just going to define my crease with it. And I wasn't going to get the 35F palette because I just have so many eyeshadow palettes from Morphe, but I do love all of them. I think it's like the perfect fall eyeshadow palette, so I feel like I'm going to be using this a lot. I'm like going back and forth with the palettes, but now I'm going back to the 35 matte palette, or 35O matte palette, and I'm just picking up a darker reddish brown to define the outer corners just a little bit more. Now that I have the base of the eyeshadows down, I'm gonna take an eye polish from Pure. This is from the Angel Merino collection, and this is in the shade Silk, which is the perfect rose gold. And I've shown these before, but they've kind of changed the packaging. It looks kind of like a tiny little bottle of nail polish. It's kind of like a liquid eyeshadow that dries to a powder finish, but it does not move from your lids, and it looks so pretty on. It's really shimmery and beautiful. So I'm just going to put it on the back of my hands first, and I'm going to pat it on my lids like this. This just kind of makes it apply a little bit easier than like swiping the actual like thing on your eyelid. And then I'm just going to make sure that the edges are nicely blended. And because this is a liquid to like powder, I'm just using a tiny bit at a time. And going back to the 35F palette, I'm taking this red shimmery eyeshadow, and I'm going to just pat that on the outer corner of my lid. And then before I finish off my eyes, I'm going to do my foundation, which I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done. I'm in the shade Medium Light. And I just take 2 pumps on the back of my hand and dot it all over my face. I've been really liking this foundation lately. I love that it's not super heavy looking. It still gives you really nice coverage, but your skin still looks like your skin. I'm not going to go too heavy with the foundation today because I'm going to be using a new concealer, and I have been trying to get my hands on these for the longest time, but I finally did. It's the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I have it in 2 shades because the shade that I needed was not available, so I got it in light medium and also in light. And I actually don't mind having to mix these because that way I can kind of customize the shade that I need. The light medium is probably perfect for me, but I like my concealer to kind of brighten up my under eyes, so that's why I like to mix a little bit of light with it, and light is probably too light for me to wear alone. So what I do is I put on the medium or light medium shade first, and a little bit of this concealer will go a long way. It has really, really nice coverage, and I can see why now everybody loves this concealer. It's really lightweight, and it blends out like beautifully, and it doesn't crease or anything underneath my eyes. But now I'm just going to dot on a little bit of that light shade where I want the areas of my face to be a little bit brightened up. Every time I blend out my concealer, I feel like I've had like a facelift or something. It just like brightens everything up, and honestly, the stuff is so good. The hype is real. If you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. Okay, instant facelift done. Now I'm just going to set the eyes with my RCMA No Color Powder. I've been wanting to try this out for a while now, but I've been waiting to like pick it up in the stores. I'm just gonna take my damp beauty blender and pick some up and tap it underneath my eyes. I've used this a couple other times now, and I honestly really like it. The only thing I do not like about this is the packaging. I think it is so messy. Every time I go to use this, it always ends up all over my clothes and my table. It's seriously such a mess. I need to just like put this into a different container. But you get a lot of product, and when I went to go buy this at Namie's, Peter was like, "Why are you buying Parmesan cheese at a makeup store? Just somebody please explain the packaging to me. I don't understand it." Okay, for contour, I'm using my NARS Cheek Studio palette, and I'm just taking this bronzer shade. I like to use this bronzer shade as a contour, and I think it works really well for my skin tone. The contour shade is a little tiny bit too deep for me, but if I want to kind of like sculpt out my contour, I take just a tiny bit like I just did, and I blend it into the bronzing shade. And then my other favorite way to apply bronzer at the moment is with this Luxie Pro Precision Tapered Brush. And I just blend it from my hairline down to my forehead, and it just gives it a little bit more of a softer, natural looking bronzed look. I'm just gonna sweep away the powder. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm just dragging that same like reddish brown matte shadow on my lower lash line here. And this is just whatever was left on the brush. I didn't pick up any more product. And then with a smaller eyeshadow brush, I'm picking up this like gold copper shimmery eyeshadow, and I'm going to drag that along my lower lash line. And then with an even smaller eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to pick up this really pretty champagne shimmery eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it as an inner corner highlight. I'm going to put a little bit on my brow bone as well, just a tiny bit. I'm using a new eyeliner from the drugstore. It's the L'Oreal Carbon Black Liner Intense, and it looks like this. It does have a felt tip to it, and it has this nice long handle to it too, and it goes on really nice. It's very black. And because the tip of this is so long, it makes it really easy for you to create your wing just by laying the brush down. The only thing is the felt tip is kind of blunt at the end, so you can't really get a super, super sharp wing tip that could like kill a man, but I can definitely work with this. I'm just going to take a flat definer brush to pick up some dark brown and drag it along the outer edge of my bottom lash line. Alright, so now comes my favorite part, which is the highlight. I'm using the Natasha Denona All Over Glow in the shade number 1. And I'm just taking my Morphe M510 brush, and I'm going to dust it on top of my cheeks. This is a really nice, subtle, soft shell pink kind of highlight. It's not super, super intense or in your face, but you can definitely build it up. Especially when you wet your brush and pick up the highlight, it really makes it pop. And for blush, I'm just taking this one from the NARS Cheek Studio palette, I actually really like all of the blush shades in this palette. Let me finish off my eyes by just putting on a few coats of mascara, and then I'll pop on my falsies. And this is the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Angel Mascara, which is one of my new favorites from the drugstore. The formula itself really reminds me of the Roller Lash Mascara from Benefit, which is my all-time favorite. But it has a really unique wand to it. It's kind of like a spoon wand with spikes on one side, but it really allows you to like brush through your lashes and push them up. I'm going to move on to lips while I let the glue on my lashes dry. And this one is from Pure. It's the new one that they did in collaboration with JD Wadey. It's in the shade Cake. And this is kind of like a matte liquid lipstick. And I haven't actually put it on my lips yet. I like the way it applies. It kind of has a light, moussey texture to it. It's not super liquidy. It feels kind of like a matte cream. I'm really liking this color. It's kind of like a soft terracotta nude. Now let me pop on my falsies. These are from Esquido. I believe these are the Lasholorette style. So I hope you guys enjoyed this rose gold hair and makeup look. Let me know what you guys think, and also let me know in the comments down below what you want to see from me next. And also really quick, for those of you who are in the DFW area, I am planning on doing a Dallas meetup for the first time. So if you are in the Dallas area, leave a comment down below and let me know. I'm still working out some details, but keep an eye out on my Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which are all linked down below. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!